How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, today is going to be the second episode of my prop firm series, and I've got some live trading recorded clips from it that I'm going to play first, and then we're going to go onto the dashboard and I'm going to show you where we're at on the challenge, what's happened. It's been a bit of a tough week between last week and the start of this week because I'm filming this at the end of the week after, but hopefully it'll make sense. So I'll play the live trading clips. I thought would bring my friend back for this video, as unfortunately he may be needed because it was a tough week, as I said, but nonetheless we're going to get onto the live training clips and then we're going to go onto the dashboard, talk about it and explain what the plan is and where we are going from there.
Just entered this trade here on GU. You can see there it is starting to drop. It's another 1 to 2.5%. 1 to 2.5, so 2.5%. And obviously after our loss we could do with a hit on this trade. We're going to need it to break below this low here, obviously, to continue to the downside. But so far, perfect entry, and it's looking very, very nice. If I just pull up the, just so you can see the profit. I won't be able to screen record this one because I'm going for a haircut. So I won't be able to leave it on, but as you can see, currently up, little focus, $56, and as you can see, there's the TP, there's the SL, and see our entry as well. So let's see what happens. Fingers crossed this goes to TP for another 2.5%. Currently up $46. Okay, so we have just entered a GU sell. You can see me here. That's a bit grim. Get that off the screen. There we go. Yeah, we've entered the sell on GU. Quite an easy one for 1 to 2.5%, of course. We're going to see if we can get a drop. Ideally, we need it to break below this low for a good sign that it wants to sell. But let's see what happens from here. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the drop starting to happen. We're up $50 and our TP is just down there, if you can see. So what we're looking for really is this low here to break just like this. So break and close below would be a good sign. We had a little bullish candle there, but nothing to really worry about. So let's just see how this trade plays out. Now boys, I won't lie, this one's rough. This is definitely the most mentally taxing trade that I've taken in a long time, actually. As you can see, we had this crazy drop, got near to TP, and then had this big sort of reversal pullback. And we're coming into New York now, and it's just sort of hovering around here. Now, the reason why New York's a bit worrying is because it does sometimes reverse London, and so we could see it flip to the upside. The reason I am still in this trade is because, well, we are still bearish. You see, we've literally broken the low here and we're just pulling back. The only way I see myself getting out this trade is if we come up to these highs here and break them and close above them, because obviously that is then switching the bias to the bulls. So we're just gonna have to see what happens, but for now it's just a waiting game. But yeah, you can see already literally New York just come in and it's already giving that potential reversal momentum. But let's just see what happens. If we close above that high, as I said, I won't be in it.
Okay, so as you can see, this is the challenge here, and you will remember from the first video, this was the first trade that we took, which was the 2.5% that we made, and that trade was really good. However, since then, it's been a bit more difficult. I've had a few struggles with trades, been a bit of a, weird, interesting week. So I'm just going to run you through. You would have seen some of the clips from the live trading of those trades, just so you can sort of get a gauge of what happened, where it went wrong. And I will also go onto the charts in a second to talk about it. But as you can see, you're going to have to ignore some things like the equity, what this graph is currently saying, things like that, because I am currently in a trade. Thankfully, it's not going to show you it because the position is still open, which is good. But we will see if the trade comes in or not. But as of now, this is what we're at on the balance of $9,785, which is around down about around just over 2% on the account. So nothing crazy, nothing bad, and one trade and we'll be back in profit. So that really doesn't bother me. You can see here, unfortunately, the win rate is a lot lower now. But I'm very happy with how I've managed this account so far, and I think the trades I've taken overall have been pretty solid. And ultimately what this series is to show you that people don't just pass challenges in 2 trades. There might be some drawdown period. You might have a losing streak as you start the challenge, as I'm currently having, but that doesn't mean the account is done. So you can see obviously our highest trade was 243. And average loss is 100, which is really good because obviously this is after commission and stuff. And you know, to be basically around 1% average loss and 2.5% average, you know, win, pretty good to me. And you know, I'm happy with that. So you can see here, this was the first trade, and I will go onto the charts and show you this one. So this was the first trade. Now I don't want to go too far and accidentally show the trade that I'm currently in, but anyway, this was the first trade we had here that we lost 1% on. It fit the strategy with, you know, the structure of taking highs and then taking lows, but I think ultimately where we got, you know, wrong in this and looking back at it was we were selling way too low in the discount zone. You always want to be selling in a premium, and I think obviously if I'd sold this higher up, like even like here, it would have hit TP. So I think the issue with this trade was that we were just selling too low in the range. I'm not mad about it because in terms of strategy, we did everything that fit the plan. We didn't break any rules, and so overall I wasn't too annoyed by that trade. Then the next one we had was actually this one here, and again this was the same mistake slightly that I made with the previous one, which again, just selling too low in the range. It did fit the strategy, it was perfect, but it was too low in the range to sell. And again, looking back, obviously you could have seen the risk reward was up here. That's because I should have actually been entering here, and you would have seen that this would have, you know, worked perfectly and it would have hit TP if I'd you know, realized that in the moment. But again, these small mistakes, they happen. I've been trading for a long time and I still make them, so it's not a you know, a problem to me. And then the last trade, if I go here, so this was the first one, this was the second one, and then the third one here was this trade here. So this one was around 0.5% loss. And this was because we sold here, and once we broke and closed above this high, we closed the position just because it didn't make sense to hold a sell once we've broken and closed above a high, and so we had to close out of that position. And thankfully we did, because we did save some loss there. As you can see, we only lost $72 as opposed to 100. But again, ultimately not the best trade, and we definitely could have done better than that. And then this last trade here, which was yesterday, is going to be included in the video with the trade from today. So I'm not going to show you it yet. You're going to have to wait till episode 3 for that. But that's currently where we're at. We're just down about 2% on the account, not including this trade. This trade might hit TP, it might hit SL, we don't know. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the result of that is, and I will show you that in the next episode of this series. But you know, we have winning episodes, we're gonna have losing episodes, and I want you guys to see that does happen. So please don't be disheartened, and hopefully it might help you. You might see that as you know, I don't always show wins and I don't always show losses. the point of this is to show you really what it is like trading challenges and just trading in general, where you are going to lose trades, you are going to have losing streaks, but if you trust in the strategy and you continue to trade it, you can make it back. And obviously that's what I did with a previous challenge where I was down 10% and I brought it all the way back to passing. So I made 20% in, I think it was 2 months. So 2% drawdown so far on the account really doesn't bother me too much. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Let me know if you've also struggled with trading this week or trading GU in particular. I'd love to hear your views on it. And hopefully you enjoyed seeing, you know, a loss episode as well as a win episode, because I don't want to show just wins and I don't want to show just losses. I just think a bit of both, like what trading is, keep it even, is the best thing that I can do on this channel. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.